Hello everyone, welcome to Matacare. This is Matthew Way. In this episode of the Matacare, I'll be reviewing and analyzing the movie that is called Xenocon, that is done by Heartbreak Films, that's currently on Disney+. The movie stars Barry Watson as Nick Marco, who was sentenced in prison as a con artist. If Barry Watson sounds familiar to you, it should. He played Matt Canham in Seventh Heaven, the oldest son in the Canham family. He gets out on parole thanks to his warden, who is played by John Rasberg. The warden plays poker with his inmates such as Nick DeMarco and Paul Greenberg, who is played by Julia White. The warden wrote a letter to the parole board telling them that Nick DeMarco deserved advance release and a chance to make it right. Nick DeMarco convinces them and he gets out. He gets picked up by his sister Rose Marco, who is played by Melissa Joan Hart. Rose DeMarco is doubts that her brother can change. She gets him a job as a shopping mall Santa. On the first day of the job, he promises a little boy that he can get his mother and father back together at Christmas. Rose tells him, "Do you know what you did?" Rose is furious with Nick, and Nick must figure out how to get this boy's parents back together. The name of the boy is Billy Guthrie, and his parents are Carol Guthrie and John Guthrie. Nick has his work cut out for him as they are estranged, and the dad, John Guthrie, is an alcoholic. Nick will meet a pastor whose name is Ruth, and she tells him that you must figure this out. It may be hard, but you can do it. I'll give you my rating and review. Hope this episode inspires you to read, watch, and learn. I want to thank Continue, Ken, and Peter for becoming patrons of Heritage. As this helps support the channel, it means a lot to me. It's not the amount or how much I make. It's the idea that someone believes in what this channel is about and wants to support it. Please help by signing up for Patreon like Continue, Ken, and Peter, or YouTube shares. You will say to me that you believe in this channel and you want to thrive and keep it in it. You can sign up for Patreon at $1 a month, $5 a month, $10 a month, $20 a month, or sign up at $30 a month. For YouTube members, you can sign up at $3.90 a month, $9.90 a month, $24 a month, and you can go as high as $49 a month. Thank you. Now on the view. As was mentioned before, Nick DeMarco was a con artist that got out on parole. He promised to get 7-year-old Billy's parents, John Guthrie and Kelly Guthrie, back together while working to shopping mall Santa. Nick DeMarco ends up being left in the parking lot by his sister, Rose DeMarco, who is played by Mr. Joan Hart, which I mentioned in the last review of Feliz Navidad, that she is well known for playing Spring the Teenage Witch. She is frustrated at her brother for not thinking about the consequences. He walks in the rain for a while with his bag in his hand because she left him out of the house after he made that promise. He finds a church, and while entering the church, he meets Pastor Ruth. Ruth tells him about the ailment in the man's stomach, and she tells him what he was feeling about the gift of that promise to 7-year-old Billy. She uses that as an analogy and tells him, "You must be like Sigourney Weaver and kill that alien and force the alien out of the ship. You must figure this out." Nick DeMarco tells Pastor Ruth, "How am I supposed to do this?" He also tells Pastor Ruth that he does not believe in God. Pastor Ruth tells Nick DeMarco that God can take it. He is a grown-up. That is true, God can take it. People want to be in this God to be in this small box. But if God is infinite and it is said about God, then can God take it? And can you not do the things that is said about it? Pastor Ruth asks Nick, "What did you get in prison for?" He tells her, "Rifting." Pastor Ruth lets him know that is your answer. Using that skill to help this family is what she's telling Nick DeMarco. Nick DeMarco realizes what he must do. He goes back to his sister Rose Marco and tells her that he must figure out how to get Billy Guthrie's parents, John Guthrie and Carol Guthrie, back together. Carol Guthrie kicked her husband, John Guthrie, out of the house because he would not give up his drinking. John Guthrie is an alcoholic. This means they have a tough time stopping drinking. They usually need to get help from groups like AA, which means Alcoholics Anonymous. They usually meet in churches, or they also meet in hospitals. Nick DeMarco gets help from his sister Rose DeMarco, and she tells him about the $5,800, if I correctly remember, the amount that he got from the sale of his mother's estate. This was his share of the estate. Nick DeMarco finds out where Billy Guthrie lives, and he watches the construction crew that is sorry. They have not got a 2-week project done. It has taken 4 weeks and they are only halfway done. Nick DeMarco will cause the foundation to go down, but that would have been easy since they have not finished. Nick DeMarco will tell Carol Guthrie that his name is Nick Kissington and that he has worked on construction projects for the governor and that he's working on a project for Derek Jeter. He has Kissington Construction Company on the truck and it looks like a professional construction company, and the truck looks like that as well. Nick DeMarco will develop a good relationship with Billy Guthrie, the 7-year-old boy that he promised to help get his estranged parents of Carol Guthrie and John Guthrie back together. Nick DeMarco will get his friend Paul Greenberg out of prison, who's played by Jaleel White. If Jaleel White sounds familiar, he should. His most well-known role is playing Steve Urkel in Family Matters. He was the annoying neighbor of the Winslow's, who was extremely smart. Paul Greenberg went to prison for hacking the Pentagon, and he is using that skill to help his friend Nick DeMarco. Nick asks his friend to pretend to be him as the shopping mall Santa. This will help him to be able to be at the Guthrie's house as Nick Kensington. Nick knows that his work is not done. Billy Guthrie will recognize Nick Kensington and wonder where he's seen him before. Nick Kensington tells him, "I must have one of those voices and faces." The relationship that Nick and Billy Guthrie develop is a good, strong bond, and Nick DeMarco helped Billy Guthrie to learn the musical chord to the piano. Nick will also meet John Guthrie at the Naughty Tavern and try to convince him to get the help he needs so that John Guthrie can get better. John Guthrie claims he does not need his help. He is more interested in drinking. That is what happens when a person is addicted to a substance like alcohol. It will become that individual's life, and that person will want that substance more than they want their life. It's easy to believe, what does it matter if I'm doing this to myself? Who does it hurt? Hurts no one. But that is not true. It hurts a lot of people, and suddenly you are alone because of it. To say no one needs no one, that is a lie at best. Nick DeMarco is considered running when he feels that he is failing. He feels he cannot get them back together. He's on a bus to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Nick DeMarco runs to Pastor Ruth, and she tells him that she's going to where she is needed. Nick DeMarco tells her that it's hard because he not only does not feel he cannot succeed at this, but he's also fallen in love with Carol Guthrie. She tells him, "So what? You must figure this out. You may not be able to get them back together, but you can give it all you have. You must do it until there's no gas left in the tank." And DeMarco tells Pastor Ruth that he does not believe in God. Pastor Ruth tells him, "It does not matter. God believes in you, even if you don't believe in yourself." Nick DeMarco realizes that what he must do. He gets John Guthrie out of jail. He helps John Guthrie with what he must do. Are you willing to get the help you need? John Guthrie tells him he does not know if he does. Nick DeMarco wants to figure this out. Nick DeMarco is with Carol Guthrie after he and Paul Greenberg hacked into the advertising computer and found out that Nick Guthrie's partner, Steve Rapperton, stole intellectual property from John Guthrie and claimed that it was his own. Steve Rapperton got a promotion based off that. Paul Greenberg forwarded to the owner of the advertising company that Steve Rapperton stole this information and used it for his gain to get that promotion. Steve Rapperton gets fired, and this will cause him to seek vengeance. Carol Guthrie says that she is glad, but John, her husband, needs to prove that he will get help and that he will not be the person he used to be. Nick DeMarco takes that to her husband and plays the recorder that Carol Guthrie plays to help with her ideas when she's working on web design. She can mostly work from home. This allows her to be mostly with her son and help to raise him when he still needs his mother to cruciate shit. John Guthrie asks him, "How'd you get that?" Nick tells John Guthrie it does not matter. What are you going to do about it? John tells Nick that he is sorry about what happened to his wife. Nick tells him that it's not enough. It is the deed. This is true. It's not what matters, but what we do matters. This is a call to action from John. It's not to reveal enough more real. It does bring the viewer to the climax of the story that this movie is telling. I will give you my rating. I give The Seneca a 10 out of 10. It was fun, but it tells an immensely powerful story. The story hits on several themes. It helps the viewer to understand the importance of family and how addiction is such to substances like alcohol have deleterious effects and how it can destroy families if a person makes that substance more important than their families. It happens more often than any decent person would like to see. Getting help if you need it is not a weakness. It is a sign of strength. It's important to realize that no person is not an island to him or herself. Each person needs someone else. We all share a story with others. Each person might think that their story is their own, but it is not. Any person that encounters another person shares their story with others. That is a hard lesson to learn. I can test it from personal experience. Nick DeMarco realizes that he can make up for what he did in the past, and he gets challenged to use his skills of being a con artist to help others instead of hurting others. He grows in this movie, and when a character grows in a movie, that is a sign of good storytelling. Please consider going to my store, www.maricor.com, and get your own set of merchandise today. If you need Christmas gifts for your loved ones, my store offers a bunch of different merch items for you to check out. You might want to consider getting a gift card, which can be emailed to your loved ones if you need another gift option for Christmas. You can check out my blog on my website. You can also click on the Patreon link on my website and support me that way. Thank you. Please check out my review of Feliz Navidad by clicking on this link right now. Thank you. Please like this video if you found it helpful. Please subscribe to my channel. Please set the notification bell to be notified if any videos above this video. Please remember to cover the around the road in the comment section below. Please share this video and you know it's my channel grow. Remember, do not forget to read, watch, and learn. Thank you.